What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today, and today we have the April 2023 Tulsa International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. They have a very exciting Tulsa International Airport update for you guys. We have various aircraft movements, a brand new route, all kinds of news, some diversion, some special visitors, and everything one could want in a Tulsa International Airport update. So I really hope you guys are excited for today's video, and without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. We're really going to change it up today and start over here at the Alpha Concourse with the Delta section. As you guys can see, we have a really cool lineup over here. We'll take a more in-depth look here at that in a moment, and also the fantastic light finally returns, as my schedule has not lined up any, but luckily finally got a really good day to record. So absolutely loving the effort, and it's looking really good right here. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. This is Delta Airlines Boeing 717-200. It's currently loading up with the non-stop service out to Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport or Citrus Aviation's airport. This has been a really cool route here at the airport, and I've really enjoyed getting to see the progression of the Atlanta service, going 5 daily in July, so that's fantastic. All 717s. Of course, it's not the most variety by any means, but never going to complain with all these 717s, as we were talking about the last update with Syracuse Aviation. Definitely feel free to check that out. That was a really fun update with him, and we went more into a route analysis for the airport rather than the actual update itself. So really fun times though, and really enjoyed it. But nevertheless, out to Atlanta, really cool route right here, and we absolutely love the effort. All right. How about this diversion? So this is the first 757 diversion in a long time for Tulsa, especially the park up here at the gate. Right here, gate Alpha 6, we have a Delta Airlines Boeing 757-200 with winglets. What a special surprise and what a treat here at Tulsa International Airport. This guy's currently coming in from Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport as well. However, this guy was continuing over the Eagle County Regional Airport. This guy, I believe, had to stop for fuel due to the high winds on that longer flight, and obviously to the higher elevation, all the requirements that the aircraft needs to get there. Now, this has happened in the past, believe it or not. We did talk about this a couple times previously. 2005, 6, 7, 8, it was actually pretty common. There was no winglets for these aircraft. I think they were just a little less efficient. But the winds, as you guys may know, as of the last couple months for these transcontinental flights have been unbelievable. And it was the final straw on, it was April 1st out of all days that this happened. So it was really cool to get to see this. Very jealous of my local Tulsa spotters that I got to see this beautiful diversion. And it's really cool to get to see this there. So I believe the last 757 diversion Tulsa had for any airline was the United 757-300 in July of 2019. Now that might have been a charter. I thought there may have been a diversion as well, though I could be wrong. But yeah, that was the last 757 I believe that was here, though, non-American. So, but yeah, it's really interesting yet very cool to get to see this here, and it's a really nice treat. So unfortunately, I was at the Stillwater fly-in in Oklahoma here, and that was really cool. I wish I would have been able to make it out to Tulsa, but I don't even think I would have had enough time anyways. One of the downsides of living far from the airport, but what can I say? It's still super cool, and who knows, maybe one day it'll come back if these winds continue at the rate that they are, if you guys have seen those across the Southern Plains region. Anyways, nevertheless though, without any further delay, this guy's back out to Eagle County now, and again, really cool to get to see this. It's a really nice. This engine model does a fantastic job here representing it. I'm sorry, it's a little shade on tail, so I'll swing back around here towards the end of the update for some better views. But a really cool Delta lineup at the very least. Sorry about the macro mode, but two of my favorite Delta airplanes, a 717 and a 757. There we go. And it's really cool to get to see both of them here at Tulsa International Airport. So that's very cool. All right, here at Alpha 8, we have the American Eagle Embraer J-170 filling in for a, or actually no filling in, I'm sorry. I'm so used for the Delta one, that's the sequence usually, but we'll get to that later in the update. This guy's currently at the New York LaGuardia, our awesome route. Really glad to have it here, and it's been doing really well, it seems like. So I'm excited to see where it goes from here. It's been bouncing around between 175s, 170s, all over the place. So anything's pretty much realistic there. So that is exactly what we have with the 170 here, heading out to New LaGuardia for Republic today. It's been doing really well, so I'm hopeful that that continues, and I'm really excited to see where it goes from here. So American 170 out to LaGuardia, and never going to get over how cool that route is. It's a really nice one for the Tulsa network. At Alpha 10, we have the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the current colors with the Wi-Fi box. I know I've said this in the last like 15 updates, but I absolutely love this model, and it's really nice, as you guys can see here in the lighting. Again, I'm sorry about the shaded part, but it's a really cool aircraft. I'm really glad to have it here in the collection. This guy's currently making the non-stop service today out to Charlotte Dulles International Airport, CLT. This has been a really nice route here for Tulsa. I've really enjoyed seeing the progression on this service. They've done a very good job building it up into what it is, nearly 80,000 passengers a year. So very impressive, very great route, and they've done a really good job with it here for American Airlines. So as I said, this guy is now out to Chicago. Let me see if I can scoot the table over, because as you guys can see, the shaded part's not going to be optimal. So let me see what I can do here. Can I bring it over this way just a little bit? I don't want to hit the planes. Here, I'll pause it and then we'll be right back. Alrighty, everybody, and I thought I would give another really nice look here of these two Delta Airlines mainline aircraft. Also, they did park the 757 on the L1 door. I thought that was of note. So cool to see that, though. But again, that's just due to probably the logistics. That gate is more than capable of parking a 7.5. Just obviously that hasn't happened in a very long time, if so ever. So looking really good there. All right, this one's pretty much backlit from the side. It's not like actually backlit, but the plane's like just the light's coming from here. So the plane itself isn't backlit. I'll show you what backlit it looks like here in a little bit. I'm sorry, my spotting grooves have been taking over my life lately. No, I'm just kidding. But we've been spotting a bunch lately. But anyways, here at Gate Alpha 9 is the American Airlines Airbus A319 with fence tips. This is coming in from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. This service is a workhorse, and just the lighting is just giving me these spring vibes. I'm absolutely loving it. These short days were really tough, but I'm glad to see the longer days finally return, and it finally gives us something to really look forward to. This side's a little bit better lit here, so really cool to see this 319 here. Mainly 737s and a couple 175s, but we're also getting a few 319s. One comes at 140, so this is what we have right here. Glad to get to see the progression on this service as always, and I'm excited to see what kind of aircraft we can get on in the future. Who knows, maybe A321neo or something cool in the future will sneak in here. But for now, we got the Airbuses and the Boeings and the Embers, just like this one, so I absolutely love that. Speaking of Embers, this is American Eagle Embraer ERJ 175 on the behalf of SkyWest Airlines and Envoy. It's currently coming in from Los Angeles International Airport today, and now it's heading on the Saturday only service to Miami. It's been two really great services. LAX coming in at a good time again. I have looked into their future schedule, and it does look like they're going to have a late flight again next winter if they remain with that schedule, which I think is pushing it, but you know what? It's American, so they can do what they want with it. But I still think they're doing pretty good with this service right now. And Miami, of course, I still think I'm still on the petition train for that to go daily, but we shall wait and see on that. But nevertheless, like I said, this guy's currently out to Miami after coming in from Los Angeles. Now we have at Gate Alpha 5, the American Eagle Embraer ERJ 170, filling in for a Envoy Embraer ERJ 175 coming in from Chicago O'Hare, now heading on to Austin Bergstrom International Airport. Of course, as we were referencing, the service is pretty consistent with what they got right now. Just the timings on Austin are kind of what they are, but they're doing really good on Chicago, so who knows, maybe we'll get some more frequencies later on. But I believe it is a SkyWest CRJ 700 in a 175 Envoy for Chicago, and then of course the Envoy 175 for Austin. So looking really good there, and those services are really cool, and I will never not say that because they're really awesome. At Gate Alpha 3, of course, is going to be your G4 Allegiant Air Airbus A319 heading out to let's go Orlando Sanford for this guy today. Of course, we'll be getting both our seasonal services back next month with Destin coming in late May, and then pretty much June 1st, so it's right on the border. But you'll be seeing Allegiant service to Tampa kicking back off St. Petersburg. So excited for that. Those are really great services for us, and I'm excited to hopefully get to spot them, because the last couple summers spotting has been really hit or miss. So I'm really excited, even though it's going to be hot and the heat haze for photography will be tough. It'll be great to just get back up there and watch planes on hot summer afternoons, and I just really enjoyed it, for lack of a better term. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope to catch those services, but nevertheless looking good, and hopefully we'll get some new routes from Allegiant in the near future. During our intermission, taxiing into Alpha 7 now, we have this American Eagle CRJ-700, PSA Airlines this time. This is our Washington Reagan DCA service. They've been all over the place, but I believe it's back to a CRJ-700 this month, so not going to complain with that. It's a nice, consistent service, and American is really doing a good job of filling these planes for the most parts. That is exactly what we're looking for, so good job by American, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it in the near future. So looking very nice, and we'll see what happens with it in the near future. I know I've said that like 17 times, but we will have to see all these changes, so it's looking really good nevertheless. Alrighty, here we have a new change to the update. This United Airlines Airbus A319. I'm so used to seeing Allegiant 319s, not United, because their inconsistent mainline is inconsistent. This coming in from Denver today. Really awesome to see Denver on the 319 this month. It's nice variety. I do hope to get out there and catch it. I would really like to, so we will see what happens with that. But nevertheless, this guy's currently heading out to Denver today, looking great, and hopefully I'll be able to go back once again. I know I've been there twice in the last 3 months, but it's kind of like a Dallas pretty much. It's really fun to get there and get to see all the variety they have, and I absolutely love plane spotting there and the airport infrastructure and all the various other elements that Anderson and I talked about in the March update. So looking really good, and that's fantastic. All right, B number 8, we have the United Airlines 737-800 in the Evo Blue livery. This guy's coming in today right now from Houston International Airport. Actually, ironically, in Denver, I did get to see this exact tail, 26208. It was from the Terminal C patio area on the east side. It was taxiing out for departure, so that was awesome. And yeah, now we have the model of it here. So absolutely love getting to recognize whether I have a model of it or have seen the plane before or flown on the plane before or whatever other cool element about plane spotting you can bring into the picture here. And that's exactly what we have here. I'm really hopeful to be able to make some more videos this upcoming summer regarding like the actual model community itself, since this last college school year has been very tough to do that due to various commitments that have been out of my control and therefore have limited my ability to be able to, I don't want to use the term not be plugged in to the community, because I certainly have been keeping up with it to the best of my ability, but furthermore to my desire, which is obviously to be as connected as possible. And I feel like there's been times where I have not been able to do that, like talking on forums and taking a look at all the Instagram stuff and all the new molds and all that, which I think I've done a decent job of, but I of course want to make that what it was like, 2021 especially, what I thought was a good time for that. So anyways, nevertheless though, this guy's currently out to Houston, would like to go back there too, so hopefully that will happen before we know it. So looking really good. Currently here at B10, here's the United Express number ERJ-175, operating on behalf of SkyWest Airlines at the Chicago O'Hare International Airport. Really glad to see these going consistent. I wouldn't mind CRJs coming back. I know I kind of petitioned for those to get out of here. I just wanted variety more than anything, but they just went from CRJ 200 to 175 just like that. So, but I'm not going to complain. I think this is much better for the customer, and therefore I think it's a good opportunity for them. So I've been changing up the gates too, because normally the main lines I would have here at B8 and B10, but they've been kind of changing them up too. So I thought it'd be nice to kind of change up where we're parking all of it. But yeah, we got some nice Evo planes here and it looks really nice. This is a very desirable lineup and I'm very hopeful that it continues to look like this, because I absolutely love to see it. So looking really good right there. And taxiing over to the Legacy ramp, here's the Cessna 172. This guy made a local flight in from the Riverside GA Airport of Tulsa. And now it's gonna be heading back out there after a little quick fuel stop. Alrighty, here we go, gate Bravo 9 for the Breeze Airways Emirates ERJ-195. Always a great sight to see Breeze, considering, as I was talking about in the last update, they were not here for about 3 months. So I'm really glad to see them back. Nevertheless, this guy is now off to the Orlando International Airport, MCO, today. Absolutely loving the 195. I'm really glad that I have an adequate model here to represent it, because we are going to be getting this until September. But another huge change to come for Tulsa in the near future is that Breeze Airways did extend their schedule through November, and as such, we do have an Airbus A220-300 scheduled for Orlando. It will now be on Monday, Friday, which I think is a better opportunity for the passengers. The flight comes in at about 6:45, which may be just a touch late in the evening, but I do understand the logic and I think it's pretty smart. And the flight will leave at 7:25 outbound for MCO. So really glad to see the consistent dedication that they're giving. I think that is a really nice upgauge, just a perfect amount of seats. We're going from like 120 to 150, and the route's been performing very well. So I think it's a perfect upgauge there. Additionally to what we're going to expect here in the near future. XNA, or Northwest Arkansas, like I was talking about in the last update, did get 4X. I kind of wish we would have got a third weekly for the summer, but it's all good. I think that we're in a good spot with the service, and they're selling really well, and I just don't want them to leave. So that's the good news. So I'm really glad that they're here, and hopefully we'll get some new routes in the near future. So we'll see what happens with that. But we have some other new routes to talk about, so let's do it. All right, this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 is currently getting towed into gate Alpha 7, the hard stand gate. This guy made a nonstop flight in from St. Louis, and then in the morning is going to be heading on to Denver. Great to see both these services, of course, going very strong, and I'm excited to see what happens with them. Two pretty much flagship routes for the airport, and we're excited to see where they go from here. So looking really great right there. And then this Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 is coming in from Dallas Love Field, and now it's going to be heading out to Austin Bertram International Airport. Two other really good services. I'm excited to utilize hopefully them here in the near future once again, and they look really cool. So obviously a very fun day trip from January that my friends and I got to go on, and we really enjoyed it. So good job, Southwest, as usual. This Boeing 737 MAX 8 is coming in from the Phoenix Skyhawk International Airport, and now it's going to be heading out to Las Vegas, or Harry Reid International Airport. Still used to McCarran, but it is Harry Reid now, so as such, we'll refer to it as Harry Reid. It's another really good service for us, as you all probably know. I love both those, and as I was talking about in the last update, really looking forward to that double daily Vegas service. I've been kind of eyeing that for a long time for them to do that with how successful that service is. So good job, Southwest, for adding that back to the schedule, and who knows, maybe it will become a new normal or seasonal normal or something in between. That's a killer winter opportunity, and this flight still performs very well in the summer too, so we'll see what happens. Who knows, maybe Breeze or somebody will give a third competition here, as Allegiant, of course, is opposing Southwest, and maybe at some point we'll get some more to that bucket. So we'll see, but for now, that's looking really good. And you guys are probably wondering where the new route is. Well, it's right here. This is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700. This guy is currently making the nonstop service today in from the Orlando International Airport, MCO. This is our brand new Saturday only service. It is really cool to see it here. This is Southwest's third opportunity here to try it, so hopefully third time is a charm. They did in 2006, then pulled out, and they did in 2018 and pulled out as well. Both those were due to Delta Connection and Frontier respectively starting the service, I would think, is why they started both of those. And now we are finally here where they are now doing it because Breeze is doing it. So as Anderson was talking about in the last update, I think they're kind of, trying to oppose other airlines, but it's certainly nice to have some more service here no matter what. The service will be going through Saturday, Sunday. It's valid October 7, 8, and 9. It's somewhere in that range. I think it's 7 and 8. But I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully that'll be a great addition to the airport. And it'll be a winter, fall, and spring seasonal service. So it will not operate during the summer, which I think is really smart. So, well, kind of mid-fall. It's kind of in that, yeah, it's in the fall range. So looking really good. Hopefully it'll go daily sometime. I think that would be really cool. But for now, I'm really, really happy with their progression. I'm really glad they're bringing it back for more than 2 months this time. And hopefully it'll be going really well. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with this service. And I'm hopeful that it does really well. We'll say this guy's now going to be heading on to Chicago Midway, and the only route that I wasn't able to get because now we have 9 Southwest routes, a record high, which is super awesome for Southwest. They're doing super good. I was not able to get Houston Hobby, so you can say this guy's Midway on the Hobby. That kind of knocks out all of our routes. But yeah, 9 routes, that is so cool. So obviously 9 routes is the record here at Tulsa International Airport. We had 8, and I think our top was probably 7 when we had I think our top was 7 when we had Phoenix, Vegas, St. Louis, Love Field, Hobby, Denver, St. Louis, if I did or didn't say it, and then we had Orlando in 2018. That was probably our tops. And then, of course, Midway and Austin came in the picture, and now we have Orlando back. So that gives us 9, which is awesome. And hopefully they'll continue to build on that. I would love to see more new services. I've talked about several times what routes I think would be good for them. And hopefully they'll maybe add them sometime. So looking really good, and I'm excited to see where they go from here. So Southwest, awesome to see that service over to Orlando on Saturdays, and Saturday, Sunday to come. Also, hopefully the audio's been good. I did get a new pair of headphones because I was pretty much living on old adapters, and I really needed a good set. So sometimes they're easy to lose and all that, but hopefully the audio's been good. So here's what backlit looks like, by the way. It's been the plain sweating grind as of late, but yeah, all good. All right, over here to the Legacy ramp, runway 36 left, getting ready to take off on the parallel runway. We have this Learjet. This is a 75, and he's heading out to Aspen, Colorado, and came in earlier today from Denver Centennial, so heading right back where he came from pretty much. We have 2 private jets over here. The Learjet 75 is coming in right now from Tampa. We'll go with St. Petersburg to be a little bit more particular. Now he's going to be heading on to Wilmington, Delaware. And the Challenger 300 is coming in right now from Flagstaff, and now he's going to be heading on over to Lake Charles. Because Delta sent a charter there, a 330 charter the other day, and I saw that, so I was like, why not Lake Charles? And a T-38 for Shepherd Air Force Base that needs to be customized is currently hanging out here on the ramp. So that's all looking really good. Since I have this table over here for Orange County, getting ready to record that in a little bit, I decided not to include the other apron. I wanted to, but it's kind of big and it has rips in it. I need to redo it really bad. So that is why that's not here. So hopefully that's understandable, but let's take a look here at our cargo. The DHL Boeing 737-800 is coming in from Cincinnati today. This is a really cool service, and I hope to continue to build on my fleet for it, because you kind of have to have a fleet to operate this service, from the DHL 737 to the Kalita 737 to the Kalita 727 to the DHL 762 to all blank 737-800 and all of that. So The DHL 737-400, I mean, it just never ends with that. So just kind of getting the variety for what I have, but at least I have multiple aircraft that do fly it semi-regularly. So that's kind of what we have there. And it's a really cool visitor here at TUL, so I'm glad to get to see that. Getting out of backlit territory, here's a FedEx 757-200. This is a Fort Alliance turn. I really hope to see Primary here in the future. I think they would do really well, so we'll see what happens with that. I would say within the next 3 or 4 is definitely likely, so hopefully we'll be joining them. And I'm excited to expand on that cargo ramp when the new Mac comes in, so that'll be awesome. And this FedEx Express Boeing 767-300 freighter is currently coming in from Memphis, Tennessee today. It's been a nice, consistent service and a really nice, I guess, upgauge from the E300. They're fairly similarly sized, but this is still a really great aircraft to see here, and I hope to get another good capture of one here in the near future with all these spring hour lights. With all the light here in the spring, excuse me. Maybe I'll have a good opportunity to get out there early one morning and get to, I did get to see it in 2021, but I would like to get back out there because it's been a while. Actually, I'm sorry, it was in 2022 when I went out there on an early March morning and got a good shot, but I would still like to get a better one. So not gonna ever hurt my feelings to redo what I've already done. It was already a big accomplishment to get United Mainline for the parking garage. That was a pretty awesome accomplishment because I've been trying to do that for years. But anyways, all that aside, here's the UPS Airbus A300 freighter. This is now loading up with service over to Louisville. Another great service. I don't know what's going on with the Little Rock service to Dallas. It's been very inconsistent. So I just have the A300 here to be as kind of have the best continuity as possible. So that's kind of what we have here. All right, so here's that Delta connection number 170 along Glass filling in for SkyWest 175 heading over to Salt Lake City today, excuse me. It's been another great service as we've been referencing. I'd love to take it at some point, but the route's kind of expensive. But I understand why it is, and it's making Delta good money, so I can't complain. And they are really nice additions here at the airport, so never going to complain with that effort. And he's looking really good, so that's exactly what he's doing. This American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175 is the last one of the update. This one is heading over to Phoenix today on turnaround service. Really nice to get to see Phoenix, how successful it's been. This month it doesn't have a second Saturday flight, which kind of sucks, but once daily is really awesome. They've made some great strides. The fact that this was going to be seasonal to start was honestly pretty ridiculous, so really glad that they have that. So American Southwest, and we'll see what happens with G4 are doing there, so that's fantastic. And lastly, for today's airport update, we have an American Airlines Boeing 787-9 heading out on a ferry flight to Dallas-Fort Worth. He got a D-check done about 3 days ago, just got completed, that is, and now he's going to be taking it on from there, so looking really good. And yeah, just like that, that'll do for today's Tulsa International Airport update. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's update, as like I said, there was various changes, and it was really cool to get to see what all changed here for Tulsa this month, which was a significant amount. We do have quite a bit of news. I'll go into it briefly. I've honestly been thinking about doing a Tulsa Airport monthly recap series where I could talk about airport news and go into more details. So I've kind of thought about that. Let me know if you guys have any thoughts on that. So I can make these updates a little more consolidated. But anyways, with all that being said, let's talk about the changes. Okay, so of course I talked about a good amount of this in the last update briefly. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on parts of it and also talk about the new additions as well that I didn't get to talk about in the previous update. So that's kind of the first major note. But first and foremost, really awesome to see Tulsa International Airport win the award for 2023 best route airport. I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase it, but it was something along those lines. So huge congratulations. I mean, that's a top tier award. Hopefully we'll be able to see more of that with more new services here in the near future. So well done, Tulsa. Pretty much that award proportionally shows how many new routes and how much development to your existing air service the airport has progressed to its size. So for a mid-sized airport to gain pretty much double the new routes that it's ever, or double the routes it had 2 years ago to this point is outstanding, and why Tulsa won the award. Other airports that come to mind that have done really well for their size would be Orange County, Pensacola, even Oklahoma City. Let's see here. There's even been a couple of one-off airports like Key West has done really well, and various others. So trying to think if there's any others off the top of my head that come immediately to mind. Even Hilton Head, if you really want to go to some smaller ones or bigger ones too. So there's a bunch of airports to note there. So but really awesome to see Tulsa win such a prestigious award in the aviation field, and just so awesome to see that. So, I mean, I can't give my congratulations enough, and hope to talk about that in a future video, more in depth at some point. Again, at Southwest's new service to Orlando on Saturdays is really cool. I'm really glad to see that they'll be going Saturday, Sunday, and who knows, maybe daily at some point. But I'm really pleased with their operations. They have a really good operation here. A couple of tweaks would be great, but they are progressively making those, so I'm not going to complain. So really great job there by Southwest. Let's see here. There is a brand new partnership that Tulsa International Airport instated. I'm forgetting what the name is off the top of my head, but it is pretty much a company they're working with to give the employees here at the airport a new curriculum to work off of. I think this is a really good move for the airport to pay attention to little details and give their employees a standard to work towards. Of course, you could just put in the work, and I think that is perfectly fine, but having a standard for them and a curriculum to utilize is very critical, and I think that, you know, obviously a small detail, but it's gonna make a huge difference. So that's really awesome, certainly something to be super excited about. Tulsa International Airport also partnered with local high schools of the area for middle school and high school internships. I'm very jealous of that. Just graduating high school last year, would have been more than happy to jump on that opportunity, but unfortunately I was not in a position to do that. But that's so awesome to see, and just a huge congratulations to those schools for being able to achieve that, and hopefully we'll have more people in the aviation field to be able to utilize that in the near future. The airport's also been working with various other operations, or not operations, but activities like Girls' Day in Aviation, and obviously Aviation Day last year, that event that they held, and all these other various media operations that they're doing. So I think they're doing a really good job, and I'm excited to see what happens there. There was also a B-1 in Tulsa the other day, among other really cool planes, so that was unbelievable. That was the first B-1 here in like 20 years, so it was super cool to get to see that, and that was unbelievable. Obviously very upset to miss it, but luckily I was able to get on the other side of some really cool catches here at Tulsa over the last month, so that's been nice. There was also some other really cool visitors at Tulsa as well. Delta 77 is the first one to reference, as that was a really cool diversion. We also had the Donald Trump's Boeing 757. Politics aside for that, that is a really awesome looking plane. I know that there's a bunch of political situations going on with that right now, and that's not to be discussed at this time here on my channel. All I will discuss is that the plane, it looks really cool, and he got to visit Tulsa, and it was great to get to see his plane. It was ironic because I was planning on going right home because I just got back from my trip to Mexico, spent the night with grandma, was planning on going home. Then obviously Breeze comes in on Saturdays, and the weather was good, so I was like, I want to go plane spotting, and lo and behold, it ironically turned into one of my best catches at Tulsa. So really cool, and like I said, politics aside, that's a really cool airplane, and really glad to get to see that. Let's see here. Trying to figure out what I wrote there. I cannot figure out, that was very poor handwriting on my side. I have no idea what I was referencing with that, but the website has been refreshed at long last. I was talking about that in previous updates. That finally came out, and it's cutting edge. It is super nice, and we'll talk about that more, probably in a recap video at some point for Tulsa News, but it's really cool to get to see that, so I'm very pleased about that. It's awesome, and expect more detail on that. And last but certainly not least, a brand new outlet has been added into the terminal. That is, or new retail kiosk to be more particular. Fulton Streets Brooks has been added. They have a bookstore in Tulsa, and they were able to add a kiosk with their books and various other elements into the airport. It's over there in Terminal B. It's right on the edge. Proportionally, it's about right there and on the back side, on the south side. So really cool to get to see that, and that's fantastic. I'm excited to see how they can build on that in the near future. So really cool to see all these various changes, and we'll talk about them more in detail at a later time, but I thought I'd give a brief rundown on all the great news here at Tulsa. And I think that's a really good place to stop today's airport update. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Excited for the next one, of course, and there's going to be various elements to change and to come. So next update should be done when I'm out of college, so that'll certainly be nice, of course. And yeah, a bunch more plane spotting come at Tulsa. I'd really like to find a way on how to make content for it. I would obviously like to do spotting vlogs immensely, but as you guys probably expect, the editing for that, unfortunately, I just do not have the time right now to do top tier spotting vlog editing for that. I could do a kind of a mesh, a hodgepodge type editing for it to make it definitely doable, but not obviously, who knows, maybe I'll get a chance to sit down and just basic edits on all the pictures, and maybe I could just make it happen. But the biggest problem is I'm so far behind, over 2 years behind at this point, which is just That's a bunch. So I don't know. Maybe I can do like one at a time and like use my computer to just scroll over everything and add video clips when I can or something. I have ideas for sure. Just need to figure out how to utilize it. So, but nevertheless, everything else is going really well, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's update. Like I said, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do what you love and love what you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.